Hey, Gameroom. Aussie Live, yeah, that's Altis.XYZ. Sorry for that, I was checking out the quality of the stream, so I wasn't looking at chat, sorry. I'm just testing a little bit for now, because as you can see, it's a little bit laggy, and I'm trying to get rid of that lag. I didn't have it before. I had it since a few days, so I think it's really annoying for you guys to keep watching in a laggy stream, so that's why I'm running around in circles right now. It's okay, yeah. Okay, because on my screen it looks a bit laggy. Okay. Well, I'll just go do a job then. It's okay for you guys. Did you had any luck with the transport missions on Revo, by any chance? Not too laggy? Okay, cool. Oh, that's good to hear. And it might be just my other computer that's lagging, so good to hear, man. Just gonna do a copper run. I gotta make 2 more runs to make enough money to buy the Australian passport. And once I have the Australian passport, I will get like all the extra spawn points in Australia. Load it a little bit. As you can see, there's shops in all the big cities. I'll tell you what this is in a second. We also got shops over here and over here. So the big difference with this live server, pardon me, the big difference between this live server and basically every other live server is that there, instead of a police faction, there is an army. So the eastern part of the island is being controlled by the army, and the western part of the island is being controlled by the rebels. The rebels is they are a separate faction. So we use the op for a faction for that. So you actually have to be whitelisted to be either a rebel or a soldier. So as a civilian, you can still buy stolen weapons from the gun stores, which are more expensive than when you would directly buy them from the rebels themselves. So you can't use their shops, but you can buy it from them. So if you're friends with the rebels, then it should give you some perks. And the same thing goes for soldiers. Am I encoding too high? Oh, cool. Let me check that out. What do I have? Yeah, I got it at 2000 at the moment, so it shouldn't be too high, right? I can turn it down a little bit. I'll turn it down to 1000. Should decrease the quality of the stream a bit, but it should get rid of the laggy thing, the reloading. Oh man, you lost all your vehicles? Oh yeah, that sucks. Then you have to wait for paychecks to get money to basically start all over again. I did have sort of the same thing a while ago, and then like a week later, everything was back in my garage. I think it might have to do with persistent vehicles, because Floppy was working on persistent vehicles and it had it before. And then since 1 or 2 weeks ago, it didn't work anymore. So I thought I lost all my cars, but at some point I think everything was like impounded again. Like cars were invisible because they didn't respawn after a server restart. Oh crap. Fuck my life. Oh crap, I don't have a toolkit. Oh, this sucks. Still drive it though, even though it's red. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, this is gonna be a long drive. Yeah, I got it down to 1000 now. Let me know if it's still loading all the time for you. Oh crap. I'm just gonna see if I can do a run like this, because the general store is really far away. I'm not planning on teleporting or doing any other admin stuff. I just want to play as a civilian now. Make money as civilians would have to, just to find out if it takes too long or if the passport is too expensive, you know, that sort of stuff. Because the passport is 250k, so within four runs with an off-road, you can buy the Australian passport and a boat to get to Melbourne. Okay, I hadn't seen the apples and peaches yet. Let me stop to read chat real quick. Oh, it's not loading now? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, basically all the basic Altis Live stuff is already working on the server, so I made sure that like all the basic stuff is stable first, and from here on we can start adding cool features like custom vehicles, weapons, task force radio, etc. I thought it would be really important to just get the basics running to make sure everything was stable before I opened this up to the public. And we got at that point now, so it's open to the public, and I haven't really promoted it yet, so this would be a chance to get a head start. Just put up a few posts on forums, so if you go to Altis.XYZ and you go to the development section, you should see a post over there with everything I've done over the last few months. And there's also a roadmap over there, and if you have any suggestions what you would like to see on the server, just feel free to let me know under what's it again, bug reports and suggestions. Yeah, this one is vanilla, but I've already added like a ton of scripts. So if you check out the changelog and the roadmap, then you can see exactly what I've done. I think I've added like everything in there, but there might be even more stuff in the server already than what's in the changelog, to be honest. For example, last night I added like a short key, so if you have a pickaxe in your backpack, the virtual inventory, you press the Q key, then you use the pickaxe. We also have earplugs. It's shift end, so END, shift end. You can do it in like steps. So first, when I put them in, as you can see in the right top corner, the volume gets lowered by 90%. If I do it again, it's 60% and then 30%, and then I remove them. So I think these are nice earplugs for now. We're also going to be adding ACE 3 for the medical system mostly, and to repair vehicles. Task force radio will be one of the first things I'm going to add, but then we first have to set up like an Arma 3 sync repository, so it becomes more easy for people to just download all the mods and get started. So right now you only need the Australian map to get started, but that's going to change in the near future. Yeah, definitely. Weapons and cars is like going to be one of the first things I'll be adding. So first I want to fix the repository, then put in task force radio, and then more weapons, vehicles. First I wanted to get like all the basic stuff working, you know, like make sure everything is stable. So basically everything you see on the map is working. You can do iron, sand, weed, cocaine, heroin, oil, processed rocks, you know, whatever. You can do all that stuff. All the shops in the basic in the major cities are working. So if you find any bugs there, please let me know in the forum, and I'll fix it as soon as possible. And I'll show you this in a bit. What this is, the DMZ. These are actually two 20-kilometer walls. So this is like 40 kilometers of wall running all the way from north to south. A really big 20-kilometer minefield in between. It's got 4 checkpoints. So you got checkpoint Delta, checkpoint Charlie, we got a forward operating base with the Federal Reserve over there, checkpoint Bravo, and checkpoint Alpha. As you can see, this is really huge because the distance between these two checkpoints is already like 6 kilometers. That's because we got Rebel and Army faction over here. You have to be whitelisted to be a rebel. So we already have a couple of people whitelisted, but the server has been down for maintenance over the last week. I'm going to move it to another server with like 64 gigs of RAM in the near future, probably next week or maybe the week after. From that moment, it should be able to support like a lot of people. A friend of mine is going to manage it. He also knows how to handle DDoS protection, or well, he thinks he does, so this is going to be the time for him to prove it. So normally on Altis Live servers, if you want to be a rebel, you just go buy a rebel license as a civilian. But in this case, you actually have to be in the Op4 faction, which is whitelisted. So if you just fill in the application on the forums, then you can become a whitelisted rebel. The sooner you are, the higher rank you'll be. Probably in like 2 weeks or something. When you start, you will basically always start out as a recruit. Right now, we still get a couple of higher ranks to fill. So if you're good at RP, just fill out the forum, fill out the application on the forum, I mean, and then we'll do an in-game interview. And if you know how to do RP, you know, that sort of stuff, then I'll whitelist you as a rebel ASAP. You can also be a soldier. You also get like really good paychecks as a soldier, but that's because same thing goes for rebels. But that's because if you're a soldier or a rebel, you're basically out there to protect civilians on your own part of the island. And for rebels and soldiers, there is not much of another way to make money. So I'm probably gonna make it possible for rebels to do drugs, that sort of stuff. But their main job is to win hearts and minds of civilians. After I've done this copper run, I'm going to show you guys the wall. 40 kilometers. 40 kilometers of wall. Might be the biggest wall somebody has ever built in Arma, but I'm not entirely sure. But I haven't seen any wall that was any bigger. Oh yeah, my car was crapped out, of course. It's going to take a bit before we get to the processor. Wank, wank. Just derping around in my car on the way to the processor. After this run, I should only have to do like one more run before I get the Australian passport. I think the rebel leader will be on tonight, so if you want to meet him, if you have any questions about being a rebel, just make sure to check out my stream in a couple of hours. Guess like maybe 3-4 hours. I'll be playing after dinner. Whoops. I'm in Amsterdam, so let's see what's the time over here. So 7:30. So I'm gonna have dinner in like 30 minutes, an hour. And then after that, I'll hop back on. I'll make sure to get the rebel leader on here. See if we can get some other people on here. All right, man. Thanks for hopping in. I'll hope to see you later, man. Good luck with the delivery mission. I'll cross my fingers for you. Damn. Yeah, that was too much. Alright. I really don't feel like walking, but I promised myself not to do any admin stuff. Like teleporting. What the hell? Still have some money on me? I'm just gonna teleport. Only once, okay, guys? If I do this again, please let me know that I shouldn't be doing this. There's nobody else here right now, so I don't feel like it's a fail RP. It is, technically. I agree. It's going to take a shitload of time to run all the way over there. It's probably going to be too boring for you guys. Right, toolkit. What else do we need? First aid kit is never a bad idea. Stick 2 of those. Treat ourselves. Okay. I messed up somewhere over, I don't know, here. Ha, pretty good. Okay. Thought I bought a toolkit, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So, what's the issue here? Does it have to be unlocked? I think so. There we go. Oh. Right, one more run after this one, and then we can buy the Australian passport. Take a boat, get to Melbourne. Do some drug runs or some other stuff to make some more money. buy some weapons, etc. Yeah, let's make some money, and then tonight when the rebel leader jumps on, we can go over there, buy some rebel gear. I want to look badass, not like freaking hobo. If you guys have any more suggestions, feel free to let me know. I'm always happy to listen to good ideas. So I'm just going to finish this run, and then I'm going to teleport over to the wall just to show it to you guys. And I'll teleport back to the exact location where I left off, you know. Don't want to be cheating. My plan is to... I've started out as a civilian as basically anybody else would, so with 50k, no licenses, etc. Starting out in Tasmania, I have to work my way up, I have to make enough money to buy the Australian passport. First, I was just doing this to test it out, see how many runs you had to do to buy the Australian passport, see if the price wasn't too high. It ends up that you have to do 4 runs to buy the Australian passport, so I think that's good enough. You can also buy a boat with that money. Especially when this island gets more populated. When the island gets more populated, then there will be a lot more people over here, so it will become more difficult to make money for the Australian passport. So I think that 4 runs in off-road is already good enough. Don't forget to process the rest this time. Hey Justin, do you happen to be in the channel by any chance? Where do they go? Smoke rings I blow each night. Why do they seem to picture a dream of love? Alright, there we go. Whee! God underwater, Osama in the sky, Jihad on the water. Okay, get ready for the jump. Whee! Oh crap, oh crap. Ah, fuck. Well, luckily we're near the general store. Should have gotten myself an extra toolkit anyway. Luckily I still have enough money for two. No, just one. Anyway. We'll have enough money when we get back. I'm hurt again. Great. Money? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, repair this bitch. I think Justin is still streaming on Revo. I'm not sure though. Let's see. Okay, let's sell this stuff. Might be the first civilian to be getting his Australian passport, even though the server has been up and running for a couple of days. I've mostly been working on the server itself in the background. So I haven't played that much lately. This is like part 2 of getting my Australian passport. And tonight I'm gonna finish it, get the last bits of money I'm gonna need for the passport itself. Then we can take a boat ride to Australia. Right, so we should have made like 79.5k. There we go. Okay, let's get 2 extra toolkits before we continue. I've seen people try to connect to the server. They always get disconnected, which means they don't have the Australian mod enabled, because that's basically the only mod you need, together with the Cup Terrain course, of course, because that's a prerequisite for the Australian map. As soon as you have those two loaded, they should be good. Just filter for Altis.XYZ. Maybe an extra toolkit, or I mean a first aid kit. No, we should be good. Okay, let's roll. Let's put this money in the bank first. Always put your money in the bank. It's a lesson I learned a long time ago, but I was taught the other day that I didn't listen to myself. I was driving around with Justin. I crashed into him. I believe we both died, so we basically started over with 0 because we spent all our money on cars and licenses and that sort of stuff in the beginning. So then I had to buy a quad bike, do a couple of beach runs. Then I could buy a new off-road. And And I start it over again. Once I get this money in the ATM, I should have like 200k. So I'll need 50 more k for to get the Australian passport. There we go. 217k. Okay, that's good. That means we can buy a boat and the passport itself after this. Yeah, always make sure to sync data. For whatever reason. Arma may crash, that sort of stuff. You don't want to lose all your money. Let's see if we can do one more run. I think my girlfriend just started making dinner. No, fuck. See, that's why you always put your money in the bank. That was a really crappy crash. Alright, Tigger do. What a dumbass. I knew that was going to happen. And the car should still be there, so get the quad bike, get a repair kit. We should be good to go. That's way too much. Yeah, I think I'll just get my gear for now. Leave the car there. Let's bought a quad bike, so I can still use that. There we go. Let's go get a toolkit, repair the car. This is going to be a nice jump. Oh, it isn't. Right, should be all set now. We don't die again. We don't do something stupid again. Like driving into a pole. Right, so let's get back to the car. Put it, repair it, put it in the garage. Then I'll go over to the wall, show that a little bit. Oh, look at that guy. This is also why you always have to lock your car when you're driving. In case something like this happens, you don't want to have somebody else jump in your car. ghetto bird flying over. Sorry for the noise in the background. Let's see. Something else we can do. Well, I can teleport over to the wall. Show it to you guys. See, we got checkpoint alpha over here. At night, these light up pretty nicely, so even if you approach from a distance, you should be able to see this from a distance, you know. Maybe we should put some lighting up over here. If you have a gun out, then you should be able to peek through this very well. Be careful, you're leaving the sector that's being supported by the Americans. This is normally the flag of Altis, but in this case it's the flag of the Free Republic of Australia. As this sign says over here, unexploded ammunition, do not leave formed paths or tracks. That's... yeah, you better listen to these signs because these are minefields. I've done this before, but let me fly over the wall a little bit, show you guys what it looks like, how big it is. So it starts over here in the sea. Then it runs over here from the south all the way to the north. I'll crank up the view settings. There we go. I still got like 30 FPS, so it should be good enough. I'm about to go have dinner. I'll be back on later tonight to do training with 21st Vikings, and after that I'll be back on Aussie Live. Server is up and running now, so if you want you can jump on. Donald Trump would have been so proud of me. Look at this wall. Just keeps going and going and going. See even sea mines in the water over here. You see the black dots. We already at the next checkpoint. Holy crap. This is like the space between two checkpoints. There we go. So we're approaching the second checkpoint, checkpoint Bravo. As you can see, we got a checkpoint over here on the rebel side. And then there's one over there on the Australian side. I'm going to leave this chopper at checkpoint Delta for anyone to find it. We get the Federal Reserve over here. As you can see on the map, there on the right on my GPS, is all blue zone. Blue zones are zones controlled by the military or by the rebels. As you can see at Rebel HQ, there's a big blue zone. It's blue zone at the DMZ, and like all the army posts also have a blue zone around it, like the Sydney Army HQ where the drug dealer is. So if you approach one of these with your gun out, then you might have a big chance you get shot down. Okay, I'm gonna fly over to checkpoint Delta and sign off. I'll be back on in a couple of hours. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave the chopper over here, checkpoint Charlie. Anyone who finds it can take it. Just gonna park it right next to the minefield. But it'll land on the mine. There we go. Right, guys, I'm signing off. I'll be back in a couple of hours. I'll see you later. Thanks for joining. Adios.